See, I was reading the other day, In the Barbary States, which was written by, I think it was an American who was visiting Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia. This is turn of the century, 20th century, so it's like 1904 or 5. And this is still Ottoman, period. So he said that when he was in Tunisia, he was there for the month of Rabi' al-Awwal. And he described the festivities, the fact that there were candles lit all through the souk. And he said it was amazing. People put out in their houses lanterns. They spread candy to the children. Like they would walk and they would, spread the candy for the little children. And then there was all of these gatherings. And he said it went on for days. And that is the way the Ummah used to be. I mean, there was a lot of love shown. And the thing is, the Prophet ﷺ said in a hadith that Imam al-Tabarani relates, he said, عَلِّمُوا أَوْلَادُكُمْ ثَلَاثَ خِصَالٍ. Teach your children 3 qualities. Khasla is a quality that a person has. Teach your children 3 qualities. The first one, حُبُّ نَبِيِّكُمْ, love of your Prophet. The first one. And the second one is love of his family. And the third is to recite the Qur'an. He didn't say love of recitation of the Qur'an because children have a hard time reciting the Qur'an. Teach them how to do it and then they'll grow to love it. But now how do you teach somebody to love somebody? Do you say, how do you do that? Well, there's a number of ways that it can be done. For me, for instance, one of the things that I do is I have moments of gratitude with my children where I will remind them, isn't it wonderful that the Prophet ﷺ came to teach us how to eat? Look, we know how to eat. Isn't it wonderful that the Prophet ﷺ came to teach us how to pray? He taught us to open our hands like this. Isn't that amazing? We wouldn't have known that. Who would have known that, to do that? But he taught us how to do that. Isn't that wonderful? And then just reminding them of that. I take them on Friday, we go to the Jama'ah, my 3 older boys, and after we go to have ice cream. Because I want them to associate Jama'ah with a sweet thing. Like, it's exciting. And so they're looking forward to Friday. And then we talk about the khutbah. So I sit with them and we talk about it. And we talk about the Prophet ﷺ. And then I ask them things, how many children did he have? And then we talk about the children. And what was Ruqayya like? What was Zainab like? What was Kulthum like? What was Ibrahim like? And Khadija, our mother Khadija. And just doing that. And this has to be consistent. You can't just do it once or twice. This is like all the time. So that they are immersed in this sense of everything we have is because of the Prophet ﷺ. Do you see? That's how they experience it, because you have to teach them to love the Prophet. And I gave a khutbah last week, and one of the things I said in the khutbah, and my boys were there, all 3 of them. One of the things I said was that the Sahaba, when arrows were flying on the day of Uhud, they were jumping up to try and stop it from hitting the Prophet ﷺ. So that level of love, that's what you want people to have. That they love the Prophet. Because you can't teach that. That comes from, that's what a parent will do for its child, you see. When you hear bullets, everybody hits the ground. You have to train Secret Service to go against their nature. But if you hear bullets and your child's there, you're going to run to cover that child if you've got any humanity. Why? Because that child is precious to you. More precious than yourself. And that's what they had about the Prophet ﷺ. He was more precious to them than their own selves. And he said, you have not tasted the sweetness of faith. ما ذاق حلاوة الإيمان. حتى until يكون الله ورسوله أحب إليه مما سواهما. Until Allah and His Messenger are more beloved to him than his own self. That's the sweetness of faith. And that's when faith is real. Other than that, it's not real. It's just, we can have faith, but it's more like a lip service.